Welcome behind the scenes for our themed printable inserts. With each package, you will find pages of smaller icons of the pages of inserts. This is great so that when you're ready to print these, you can simply mark the pages that you would like to be printed and then take that to your local copy shop and print this out for them, hand them the disc, or put the art from your computer onto a drive and take that to them and just say, I want one of those or four of those or whatever. So that adds to making it much easier for you to work with your printable insert materials. Another thing to remember is that you don't have to use just the printable inserts. You can use regular paper on your own. We usually use cardstock for everything that we do. You can print it on regular paper. Nothing wrong. It's going to look just as good. You may just need to put a piece of cardstock or a few extra pieces of paper in between the two pieces of art just so that you don't have to see, you can't see through, okay? So don't forget, you can always use letters and you can use them different directions as well. So that's another way to use our themed inserts. And then here's something fun. You don't have to actually edit the inserts. In this case, I wanted to show a headless skeleton, so I simply took a little piece of paper and cut out the shape of the head and just taped that on top of it. So I now have the headless skeleton, which the audience is not going to be able to see that little piece of paper anyway. So works just fine. Here's another idea that you can use on the inserts. You can actually color them the way you want. I thought that was kind of fun. I took the art that we used for the mummy, and then I colored it so that he had a rainbow wrapping, and that way I could produce a rainbow streamer from that. So you can color it to be what you like. And the nice thing about what we're using here with our customizable screens is that you can insert that into the screen as part of the performance. Okay, and you'll see a video of that as part of the explanations and demos. When you have these printed from your copy shop or whatever, cut about 1/8 of an inch off of the edge, which makes it much easier to slide into the sleeve. The sleeve is designed for 8.5 by 11, but when you put more than one page in there, it could be a tight fit, so it's a very easy fix, just to cut a little bit off the edge. Now, you have the ability to do either a landscape look, so that instead of having 3 pages, you can have a landscape look so that it's one scene, or you can actually do a portrait look. So in this case, this is one long tombstone in portrait fashion, so that it hangs down as opposed to the usual way of using the temple screen, okay? Now this is vitally important. What I'm about to tell you is very, very important, because when you take the your flash drive to the print shop or the copy shop, you're going to need to tell them how many copies of each insert page, and in order to do that, you need to remember that on the front, you're going to need 3 of whatever you want it to be, but on the back, you're going to need an extra page for the gimmick that needs to match the gimmick. So it's very easy to take this to the copy shop and say, I need 3 of these and 3 of these, and then you get home and realize I'm going back to the copy shop to get that extra page. So when you plan this out before you go, so that you know exactly what you need to pick up while you're there. Alrighty, hey, let's see what else we can learn about our additional ideas. Now, of course, you know that our super screen has a Velcro pouch. So there's Velcro in 2 spots there, and the pouch Velcro's in place. That really opens up a world of extra opportunities for us, because we can remove the Velcro. And I'll show you an idea with that as well. But first of all, let me show you an additional idea. The pouch comes just as this. There's a little plastic strip in there to hold it out a little bit. But after we created it, we realized that it could be a little bit better if we simply put a magnet here. So this is something you'll do yourself, but I just took some duct tape and put one magnet there on the outside of the pouch. And then the banners that we sell come with magnets in the corner. Okay, and that just clips on the outside. So when that's in place on ready to produce, I don't have to reach inside the pouch and fumble to look for it. I just basically reach on the outside of the pouch, grab that, and then pull all of that out quickly. And then, of course, on our banner productions, we have it marked red for right, and so that way I know when I open it up, I need the red to go to my right, and I know that if it's something that's red on the banner, by that I mean a word on the banner, Happy Holidays or something of that nature, then you would want it to be correctly when you pull it out. So that's the reason for that, and of course the reason for the magnets is so that you can easily find the ends and then add to that, placing a magnet on the bag, it makes it even easier. Okay, now let's go a step further and let me show you how to fold our banners, because that can be kind of a pain if you don't know the method that we use. First thing I'm going to do is, since I'm using the magnet, I'm going to check and see which side of the magnet attaches to the outside, because obviously one side doesn't. So I know that that side attaches to the outside, so when I fold this up, I want the side that attaches on the bottom of my table when I do the fold. Okay, so basically I have a triangle here that is folded down, and the larger your table, the easier it will be to fold. I'm just going to fold that over a little bit, and let's pull in the screen more of it. There's nothing fancy we're doing here. We're just basically wadding it up into a tube, and then we're going to fold that over. Okay, like I say, nothing fancy at all, because there's plenty enough space inside the gimmick to hold that. I'll fold that up one more time. Okay, and now I'm going to turn that over to place it inside the gimmick. Okay, I'm just going to wad that up a little bit like so. In it goes. Like I say, the banners are larger than silk, of course, otherwise they would be hundreds of dollars each, but they still fit easily inside the gimmick. Notice how I'm simply pulling that up to the top so that it'll flip over. Get that a little further out and connect. Okay, and then once this is in position, I can push that banner way down to get additional items in top for an extra production before we pull out the banner as a finale. So that shows you how to fold it and how to use the magnet to the pouch. You can add one of those. Okay, let's see what else we can learn about our productions. Since we have Velcro, this opens up a new world of opportunities for a 3D production. So for example, I have a great big skeleton head, and I attach some Velcro on the back so that I can attach that to in place of the gimmick, just like so. Okay, there you go. And then when I get that ready to produce, all I'm going to do is take my hand, when I go in for it, I just took it in and pushed it down and then pulled it out. Okay, so that's the way that I produced it. So obviously this is very lightweight, and the theme that you're looking for will determine the 3D item that you want to produce, but it does allow you to have a different production because of the Velcro, and you're not limited to always needing to use the bag. Okay, let's look at another idea that will improve your ability to produce items from the pouch, and that is a box. Just simply find some type of box, or you can make something on your own. This is just some peanut packaging box that I had that fit inside the pouch very well. It's not perfect in there, but it does a pretty good job of fitting in there. It allows, and of course it could be a little taller as well, it allows the bag to be held completely open if you want to do a large production. So I wanted to do this to get a large candy production and to make sure that the bag didn't close on me accidentally and some of the candy stay inside. So I used the box for that. Could have probably found a bigger box, And then after I did that, I noticed that I really didn't need the box at all. I tried it without the box and the candy still fell out just fine. So, but it does give you another option of something to do to add to your pouch to make it even better. All right, let's talk about another possible production, and that uses sponge balls. We use our Incrediball. We've been working with the Incrediball for some time now at Barry Mitchell Products, because we have a product called Smile Maker, and Smile Maker allows us to use one Incrediball and produce from that several smaller balls. So in this case, we're able to produce 8 2-inch balls. And whenever you're working with an Incrediball, you want to, because it's made of super soft sponge, you want to wet everything. It's naturally going to be a lot bigger. That's actually a 2-inch ball, but it ends up being about 2.5 inches when it's wet. Just want to wet that thoroughly and then squeeze it out. The hole is here, so you're going to go to the other side of the hole and turn that inside out. Okay, now I'm showing you all this because I want to show you the handling of how to use the Incrediball inside the pouch. Okay, so there, we've got that right there. In some of my presentations, I will have the bag loaded with other items. For example, I have a cinnamon drop presentation, and I'm going to have candy underneath it, and this is going to be on top. Once I've positioned the temple screen in place to do the production, the first thing I'm going to do is reach in and pull that out and let it drop to the top of the table. So this is in place and it's just laying there. I can then pull some other items out first, and then when I'm ready to produce from the screen, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to open this up and show you how it would look inside the screen. Okay, so that's going to be inside that space of the screen. Okay, and so I can pop it inside the screen. By that I mean I'm simply placing 2 fingers just like that, and I'm going to push with the thumb, and that will allow it all to pop inside. Okay, I can reach down underneath the large ball to pull out the small ones first if I wish, or I can produce the large ball first. Okay, but that way, with everything popped inside, I can pull from this as if it is a production box. Okay, so there's another idea for you, basically another version of a 3D production as well. We'll push those to the side. Now let me tell you something about the weight of your production item. Every time that I think I have determined how much the Velcro and the pouch will hold, I am always surprised because it holds even more. For example, I've added here an extra piece of Velcro. There's some Velcro for the pouch itself, and then I've added an extra piece of Velcro to mine because I found out that I can attach a pole control gimmick so that I can actually produce an appearing pole from the temple screen. Now, this is something we didn't think we could do because we had always tried to put the appearing pole inside the bag and it didn't fit. But our pole control gimmick does Velcro to put a center piece of Velcro. You can Velcro it there and you can produce an appearing pole from the temple screen. So this is a new idea that we, at the point of shooting this video, we haven't told anyone about. So we're pretty excited about that as well. Now, a couple things that we do on some of our videos is streamer productions. And if you own the super screen, otherwise if you're buying this, printable inserts, then you have no reason to buy it unless you have the super screen. But this is another idea for production, and it is to use crepe paper, and this is a small roll of crepe paper. It comes 2 in a pack from the Dollar Tree, and so basically you're using this like you would a mouth coil, in that you're pulling from the center, and when you pull that from the center, you're going to be able to produce a very long streamer from it, because it just goes on and on and on. And it adds a really nice large production from your temple screen, and it's an inexpensive alternative to silk streamers. Of course, rainbow streamers are great from a temple screen, but this is an inexpensive alternative and makes one incredible mess And of course, kids love messes. All right. We toss this aside and just have one quick reminder about working with the temple screen. Make sure to pay attention to your angles when working with the temple screen. By that, I mean you need to know where your audience is and make sure that they're not looking. If your audience is out here, they need to be able to see a straight line of vision straight across. Hard to show that straight up. So your audience is looking straight this way. If you have it tipped toward them, they can possibly see inside. Or tip the other way, they can see the bottom. So keep that in mind as you're working with your temple screen. All right, I think we shared with you several new ideas that you can add to your super screen and use these printable inserts to make it even better. Thank you. Any questions, feel free to email us. Bye-bye.